What's good, y'all? It's Coach Prince. Thank you for tuning in to our power session. I have a special guest today,
Dr. Davis.
Yes. And today we're going to be attacking a few things, and mental awareness, mental health is one of the things we're going to be touching. All right, so stay tuned. I know you're going to enjoy it. All right. Yes. Today's special, I have a gentleman here. He already introduced himself to you guys. I enjoy this man. From the first day I met him, live. I'm talking about electrified, lots of energy. And when I got to learn more of the things he does, I was intrigued about one of the things he does. He does a lot of things. He may share that later on, but I have a few questions for Dr. Davis, and we're going to go back to the beginning. Can we do that?
Yeah.
The first question is, let's people know is, what are your roots? Where you're from?
Wow. So, I'm a military child. So first of all, I've lived a lot of places, but my hometown is Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a Southern boy in the Bible Belt.
Fried chicken.
You better know it.
Collard greens.
Or not.
Cornbread.
Or God.
And that tea that I don't like.
That's a little sweet diabetic tea. Never heard nobody.
Doctor, out of many things I've seen you do, I'm just intrigued of where you at. But one of my questions is, why this profession? What intrigued you to want to do this as a profession?
Great question. Well, first of all, understand I'm a third generation. So I'm James Davis the third.
Wow.
My grandfather ran and owned a funeral home until he passed away. My father, he drove the city bus until he passed away. And so I'm a third generation of giving out to our community. I've always lived in the same community that I served. And so I just know that I was called to assist, to help, to be the person that I didn't possibly have growing up.
Wow. Hard-working family from way back. You guys get that? All right. Also, on this journey, what are things that you've learned that the books didn't teach you?
Oh man, listen, there's a lot of things that's not in the books. That's what I definitely know. Experience is certainly a good teacher, but what I have found is cultural barriers. And what I mean by that, my friend, is even in the African American community, we just call it kind of hides under family secrets, where it hides under where they just a little touch. It hides behind so many different veils that we don't talk it out. I mean, I can get spiritual if I need to and say, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. That was written somewhere in that Bible to let us know that there is counsel, there's safety when you find counseling. So a lot of times our African American community, our brown community, sometimes as I refer to them, we don't really talk about the counseling. We don't talk about the dark days. We don't talk about how did I make it through 53 years of marriage, 23 years of marriage, 10 years of marriage, 10 minutes of marriage. So that's kind of the origin that I found. Again, in our brown community, that we really just don't address those addressable issues.
Of course, we grew up in the hood, no snitching, snitches get stitches.
What?
And that carries all the way, from the household. So that's real talk. Beautiful. So what are some of the hobbies you like to do to decompress, the things that you deal with day to day?
Well, you know what? And I ask this question a lot of times when I do groups. But personally, I do love music. I do love reading. I'm always trying to figure out how can I expand my vocabulary. So I like music. I like reading. I like listening to the book on CD. I also like just going on. I call it mindless, endless rides. It can be the country ride where you just drive. Where you going? Wherever the car lead me. Now leave me alone. And just really wallow in the wildness. And so those are things that I have found that helps me. And then one more thing I gotta share with you. It was many years ago. I was in my last year of school to become Dr. Davis. I remember Dr. Christopher Scuderi. He said I was anxious. My anxiety was going through the roof, depression was going through the roof, and relationship was acting a fool. And I was like, just give me the special pill. What do I need, Dr. Chris? And he was like, man, all you need is 15 minutes of quiet time a day. And what? He's like, he said, I'm not trying to push Buddha, anything. I'm just trying to let you know 15 minutes. If you just start off your day with 15 minutes of quietness, stillness, it will set your day in a different direction. Man, when I tell you, that had blessed me from, and I think that was 12 years ago or so. And so now, from that day to this day, I try to make sure that I find that, in school we used to call it a moment of silence. You know, but now I just find that moment of silence in my life, and that mellows me, if you will, and helps me with this anxiousness of what's next.
That's crazy. I got 5 kids at home, and I'm trying to find that moment. It's some duct tape, duffel bags. Nah, that's a good word. The first time I worked with you was here at a youth service, but the first time outside of here was a funeral. Now, I've been involved in a lot of funerals. I've never had anybody bring the way you did what you did at that funeral. You looked around, you see people hurt, but at the end of the day, they were able to smile, even though they had, a casket in front of them. And all the loved ones looking at each other like, that's all right, we're just going to be okay. So that's when I realized that you're a funny man too. So I want you to elaborate a little bit on that, how do you mix those two?
Yeah, well, we have heard, and if you haven't heard, laughter is a good medicine. As I mentioned before, I'm the 3rd generation. So Granddad had Davis Funeral Home in Jacksonville, Florida. And so I had a lot of times, there were many roles that I had to pick up in that, being a family member. The dark side, and then there was the lighter side. So many times I had the first family in the stretch limo and just driving. And so I've always had that mindset of like, what are you thinking? So I remember driving. And again, this is, it seems like it's the longest ride ever to get to the memorial service or to the church service. But I remember driving and saying, ooh, they got a sale over there, y'all. Oh, no, too soon. Sorry, let's keep on driving. You think everybody gonna be looking at us? I know we looking clean today. And just drive like, oh, anybody want anything from Jenkins Barbecue? Maybe for the repast. Don't forget, Church's Chicken, y'all got some. And again, it's just, and it wasn't back to back, but it was just kind of random. And again, it broke the ice because we knew what the destination was. I can get deeper and say that wasn't the final destination. But I understood that in the midst of this loss, we've got to gain something. And so it was from those days and growing up and understanding and getting deeper into what is grief and what is the cycle and where am I at in the cycle, and are you going to judge me on where I am in the cycle, and losing my own loved ones. I found that we have a common ground and we're common people. So let's figure this thing out. So it's kind of been embedded in me, and sometimes you may hear somebody say, when I'm scared, I laugh. When I'm nervous, I have a twitch. And so for me, in those critical, crucial moments, I find an internal humor, an internal. Sometimes some will call it dark sense of humor, but I find resource, I find source in that, and because it's a gift, I freely share it.
And you answered my next question right there. That was my next question. How does comedy help you go from, Dr. Davis to just James?
And that's me. Listen, anybody that knows me either in the community or on the East Coast, I try my best to be as consistently me so that I don't have to remember. It's like trying to remember a lie. I ain't trying to remember a lie because I don't know if I took my ginkgo that morning. So I need to be consistent. So if you see me a fool here, you're going to see me a fool at Walmart. You're going to see me at Chick-fil-A. You're going to see me at Wendy's. I was at Wendy's a couple of weeks ago, and I pulled up, and it was like, how can we help you? I was like, I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty. Lord, I'm so thirsty. What y'all got to drink? And it's like, we got water. We got tea. I need some tea. And so when I made it up to that, unscripted, made it up to the window, and they were like, your energy. I'm like, my thirst. But it broke the ice, and I was just being me. Again, I don't care if I was at a Wendy's on the East Coast. If I'm thirsty, and I need you to help me. You got a service that I can do something with.
Well, Doctor, one of the questions I want to ask you as a behavioral doctor, can you get a little deeper on this field?
So listen, Davis Behavioral Health, play off on my generational name. I gotta tell you, services that I indulge in is group sessions. I do individual sessions. Grief counseling is, again, something that's been embedded in me, so trying to meet you where you are, which leads into all the funeral services. I'm a notary. I do funerals. I do weddings. That's life and death. But back to mental health, really, my most recent certification and degree is in substance abuse and addiction. Nice. I'm grateful for learning so many things out of that. I had always heard some things, I was just a generalized counselor, but I really wanted to go deeper to learn what are the substances that are blocking our people from being greater. Wow. And so that's what my most recent, just got that last year, and I'm excited about that. It was a fast-paced learning program, but again, that's just some of the things that I try to delve into to address the depression, address the anxiety, address the schizophrenia, to address loss. And I believe that all of us have experienced a loss. We're in a pandemic, but I don't want to panic, and I don't want you to panic. Come on. So that's literally where I am, and that's when I walk through the journey with people. And it's a matter of meeting you where you are. And my disclaimer to everyone is, please tell the truth, the whole truth. So because come on, because if you tell me the truth and don't worry about judgment, then we can really make this journey happen.
Wow. And that addiction, man, that goes deep.
Yeah.
That's good. Appreciate you sharing that, my brother. Thank you. So, Doctor, in this pandemic time that we live in, I know there's a lot of different cases. The energy is so negative, and as our old people, like you said, brown people, black people, Chinese, Hispanic, most of feel like we can't wonder nobody to talk about it. Hit me a little bit about that.
Listen, you got to start somewhere. We're in South Phoenix right now, and I actually live in South Phoenix. Right. I've been abroad, but I always find myself right back here in my community. So I say that to say this, that I have, been a part of so many funerals. And it used to be back in the day, it was the senior citizens that was going on to be with the Lord. But more recently, I've been finding my younger people. And it hurts me to my core to see a 23-year-old pass away because of depression or because of unaddressed issues. Because systemically, we don't feel as though we need to tell nobody our business. But man, I'm here to tell you that we do need to tell somebody. When I am weak, I need somebody to be strong. And and that's Bible. And so for me in our community, we barely speak. So first of all, I'm trying to speak at everything. I mean, when I turned in on this street out here, I saw an African American man in a nice car, older gentleman, and my arm was out the window. I was like, hey! And he was like, hey, because I needed to be more normalized. It's okay to talk to your neighbor. It's okay. Where can I go? There's always somebody in the family that's that wisdom walking, wisdom sitting person. And so if you can't go to that family member, guess what? There just might be a church open where you can actually go to one of the leaders and say, hey, I have a couple of things I need to run by somebody. Because at the end of the day, it's a conversation. When I think about counseling, it is truly, as a facilitator, it's 20% talking. I'm only going to talk 20%. I need to listen. It's going to be all on you. Give me 80%. Give me 80%. Let me throw in my 2 cents at a time, and we'll be at 100. And so it's not like, how dare you? What you did? What? You going to hell? No. I'm trying to get you to go to heaven. And so we got to, again, get to the place where it's okay to have a conversation.
That's good. Doctor, we appreciate you coming out, checking us out at the channel, at the outlet. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And on the top or the bottom somewhere, you're going to get more information on our brother. And stay tuned.
You can't tell how someone feels just by looking at them or what they share online. To the outside world, our lives may look perfect, even if in reality they aren't. I'm always worrying about doing well at school, and with the end of year test coming up, I'm not sure how much longer I can cope. My thoughts swarm around my head, sometimes keeping me up all night. Some days it's just all too much, and I feel like I'm lost in space. When I did badly on one of my tests, I just about kept it together until I got home. Then I broke down crying in front of my mum. She listened for a bit, and then she told me that, just like physical health, we all have mental health. It's our feelings, our thinking, our emotions, and our moods. She then said that feeling down, angry, and stressed is a normal part of life. Just like it's normal to feel happy, confident, and carefree sometimes. We all have positive and negative emotions that come and go based on what's happening around us. These are everyday feelings. Good mental health means experiencing negative emotions. It's not always about being happy. Mum can relate to the feelings of stress. So when Mum suggested I take a break from everything and do something I enjoy, I actually took her advice. So I made myself a hot chocolate, snuggled up in a duvet and watched a film. And you know what? Afterwards I felt so much better. Mum should take her own advice.
Most of us only ever share the good things. We don't like to share how we really feel. Every morning when I wake up, negative thoughts stream through my head. Getting out of bed and pretending I'm okay takes all the energy I have. As the day goes on, the negative thoughts turn from a stream into a river. The water rushes through my head so loudly it's hard to concentrate in lessons. And some days it's so bad it feels like a waterfall that's trying to pull me over the edge. Everything is so overwhelming. I didn't think my friends would understand if I told them how down I was feeling. But when Sasha opened up to me about how stressed she was feeling, I told her. I wasn't sure how to bring up how I'd been feeling, so I started by saying that I didn't feel like myself. Just her listening made me feel like she understood. She told me some things that had helped her, so I tried them too, but it didn't make much of a difference. Even when I tried to be around my friends, I felt alone. The things I used to enjoy weren't fun anymore.
I was really worried about Andre and not sure what to do. He was quiet and wasn't hanging out with us like he used to. So I asked our head of year for some advice. He suggested I get Andre to speak to him since his negative feelings weren't going away.
I didn't want to speak to our head of year, but I also didn't want to keep feeling so down, so I went. He said that sometimes we have overwhelming feelings that can be more intense than our everyday feelings. These feelings hang around for a long time and change the way we feel, think, and behave. They can stop us doing what we want to in life. That's what I was going through. He also said that if we're physically unwell, we let people know, we ask for help. It should be no different with mental health. Sometimes our overwhelming feelings are brought on because of things in our life. Sometimes they happen for no reason at all. After hearing this, I felt much less alone and it felt good to talk. Scientists have found exercise can help when you're feeling low, so our head of year encouraged me to sign up to the school football club, which Sasha was already in. I still have days when the river is there, but now I'm beginning to understand my mental health. I'm learning how to cope. Our head of year reminded me that my friends, family, teachers, and lots of others at school are there to help just as much as he is. I had no idea the people around me could be so understanding. And while it's not always easy to talk about my mental health, the person I'm talking to might be able to help. If you don't feel like talking, that's fine. You could try writing, sports, reading, art, music, playing with your pet, whatever makes you feel better.
If you're the person someone talks to when they're struggling, just listen with no pressure or judgments. You don't have to have the answer. If you feel unsure about anything, you can speak to a trusted adult. Talking about mental health doesn't have to be difficult. After all, it's something we all have.
me tell you something about Valentine's Day. Hashtag whatever. I don't care. Listen, I love love. Don't get it twisted. That's why you get these roses. You get it. You're welcome. But it's too much expectations when you really think about it. It's just too much, because what is too much? What's not enough? Do you get a teddy bear? Do you get candy? You know, we hear it's the thought that counts. No, it's not. Use a lie. Use a liar! So I know a lot of times we gotta dig deep, and I feel so bad for so many people in this season when we're trying to figure out, what do you give? What do you do? What do you take them out? And now that we're in a pandemic, what you supposed to do? Where's my mask? Here, I brought you some candy. What? It's overrated. Overrated, but I love it. I love it, but it's still overrated. So, what are some good Valentine's ideas? Let's see, my friends. I know you can go to any corner right now and get the gigantic teddy bear and all the gifts that's in there from my friends at Family Dollar, so you can get that. You can get that. But I'd like to introduce you to some other outside of the box ideas. Maybe like a scavenger hunt. Who can find all the bills? That's what I say. Who can find the bills? So I would put in little red envelopes and just say, you know, do a scavenger hunt, hide it, and put it under the pillow, and be like, baby, that's your cell phone bill. If you love me, you'll pay it. Happy Valentine's Day? Too much? No? Okay. Maybe you run a bath for your loved one, and you could put some red dye in it, and just say, I love you this much. No? Maybe not. Okay. Let's see. You can get a plate, a plain plate, and then you get some jelly, and you with the squeeze it out, and you write out their name on the plate, and then you can put some peanut butter on your lips and say, be my Valentine's Day. Mwah. I hope they know that it's peanut butter and not, okay, never mind. Too much, too soon? Okay, don't do that. All I want you to know is that Valentine's Day, and listen, if I know right, Valentine's Day better be every day. Don't wait until that Sunday to try to figure out, I think I love you. Or don't try to be that person on Friday. I just don't think this ain't working out right. This ain't gonna work. I need some space. I just don't, you know, it's me. It's me. And then Monday on President's Day, baby. You know I love you. You just come there and be like, I'm ready. I wasn't thinking right. You know, blame it on my sign, blame it on my Scorpio, blame it on the Aries, blame it on, I don't know what your sign is, but maybe we can blame it on that. Valentine's Day? Who is Valentine? I wonder. I've always wondered that. And where is he at now? Or she? Are they alive? Anyway, think outside the box. Why don't you give them a red box? And then on the inside of the box, have a picture of you. No? Gotta get into that relationship? Maybe that's why I'm not in a relationship. I like my out-of-side boxes ideas, eh? They sound good. But whatever, I'm a pet lover. My dog is gonna love me on Valentine's Day, the day before, the day after, and then some. She don't care. I ain't gotta give her no candy. She already know I'm her sugar. Oh yes I am. Oh yes I am her sugar. Listen, happy Valentine's Day that's coming up. All you lovebirds, y'all gonna be broke. Don't ask me for cash app because I ain't giving you nothing. You should have been in love. That's your own fault. But you know, if you need a counselor, I'm here for you. Love. All that stuff that they do. Hashtag and all of that. I love you. Let me sit back down. I'm ready to take some calls. No. Hey, I'm Dr. Davis, and you are plugged in at the office.